And welcome back, everyone, to the adventures of the Stradava. The Stradava returns from downtime.
Woo!
I am glad to be back. Let's see, what happened last time? The Stradava uh, awoke and docked in Waterdeep. They buy up all the holy water and diamonds that they can from the temples in the city and the shops. A cleric of Torm tells them of Eltergard, a kingdom with two sons in the south that prides itself on its piety. Um, Manasa, man, I misspelled a lot of crap. Manasa, recalling that she once got a glimpse of the kingdom from the air, transports the party via planes to a forest nearby. They travel by foot to the nearest civilization, Fort Morning Lord, being escorted part of the way by a platoon of Hell Riders. Spending the night, they take a ferry in the morning across the river, walk the rest of the way to El Turiel, the capital. Buying up a large sum of holy water, they fill a barrel with it and diamonds, and Manasa true resurrects Liston using his remaining ashes. Having the party back together, they teleport to the Golden Hour Bazaar. Liston starts brewing a clone of himself as Manasa and Meat read about Caraptus. They all determine that Caraptus's phylactery must be a chalice, and then he probably keeps it nearby. They decide that this is a good time to take care of some personal business and that they should reconvene in 4 months. Then 4 months passes. Uh, Galavar, you went back home to catch up with your dad,
Yes.
and you did some searching
Yes.
and ended up kind of at a dead end as far as looking for any more information on your mother. Uh, Meat. Well, actually, I'm gonna skip meat for now. Argirl, you went and checked in on your animals. Um, your snake still pops in and out of existence, occasionally, hanging on around your shoulders. And the local druids have taken an interest and are helping you out.
Nice.
Manasa,
I went to the whale bones. I found a island that no one was using because it was just fairly small and it had nothing to do on it, like a little desert island or whatever. And then I used all my druid spells to turn it into a apple orchard. I also plant blue agave, limes, and oranges. I'm experimenting on a new alcohol I plan on calling tequila. I also make hard apple ciders.
Nice.
let's see, Liston. All the stuff you did you end up wanting to do all that stuff that you said you were gonna do? Is Liston key? Oh, yeah. Did you see the summary? And that kind of covered all that. I think. Right. How much money did you have? Okay, because you would only have to spend, if we say all that kind of happens concurrently, then you're really just down 50 gold at the end. And you got the sim, you got the new spells, spellbook copied. Yeah. Because I rolled out all your, what the golden hours are, magi and everything. So if you want to just, you can add all those spells that you wanted, and everything, and just subtract 50 gold. Let's see. Is it just meat left?
Hmm?
I think I got everybody else right. Yep. Meat. Meat. You and Manasa go back to Agama, and they catch you up, saying that none of their spellcasters were able to contact you. That their sendings didn't work, but they were trying to contact you because the. Well, I'll let you. I'll let you tell everybody.
So we made it back to the swamp and found out that while we were in hell, the dragon disappeared. And the trail went cold at the location, but the group that discovered that the dragon was missing reported hearing cackling, like a faint cackling, when they found the scene. And it's highly suspected that the hags were behind the disappearance, which would be the hags that we forced to agree to leave our plane back to, I believe it's the Feywild that they're
Yeah,
from.
that's correct.
Yeah. So there's no trace of where it could have gone, but if it was the hags, then I doubt the dragon is still on this plane. And then Manasa and Meat went to Golden Hour Bazaar to check with Liston if he was familiar with any ability to track things across planes, or maybe help see where the dragon is so we can figure out if that's where it went.
That's fine. Yeah, so go ahead and discuss that.
And they wouldn't have any magical ability to stop that. Hmm. So wait, gate would bring the dragon here if it's not bound. Hmm. Well, I guess we could try it out. Is it expensive? Hmm. So I do want to get a chance to kick those hags' asses. Because they made a promise to stay out of our plane and they came back. Or at least. Oh yeah, um, they weren't able to locate it. They were trying to use any spells they could to identify the location of the dragon on this plane, and nothing was working.
I don't remember. It's a 95% chance to succeed.
Not yet. I didn't check to see if they had tried to contact the dragon either, or just tried to locate it. I don't know if you're comfortable trying ascending and see if it can reply. Familiarity. Would the dragon know its true name, or would just respond to it?
Almost nothing knows their true name. So, but that doesn't matter.
Right.
Something's true name has power over them, regardless of whether or not they know it.
Okay, so if Meat said the true name of the dragon and like calling out to it to respond, if it didn't want to respond, it still would if it had the ability.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You
Gotcha. I just
could
want to
use.
make sure if I use its true name on it, it doesn't explode or something.
Yeah. You don't have any reason to believe that it would explode.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. Well, I guess I could give it a shot. Not sure if it'll respond at all, but if it does, we'll see what happens. Okay. Whenever sending, uh, whenever doing ascending, do you actually like say it all out loud, or is it just like in your head? Yeah, I think me would want to do it like internally, just to keep from the true name like getting out.
Yeah, it just says you send a short message.
Okay.
But yeah, doesn't say you have to speak it out loud.
Well then, let's see. Okay, I guess he'll kind of go quiet for a little bit and think hard on a message, and send one saying the dragon's true name, respond and tell me where you are, and if you left our plane.
And would you be willing to
yeah.
allow us to bring you back?
I'm saying more of like an order. And yeah, I was gonna also add just and also permit Liston to bring you back.
Okay. You send that message.
Mhm.
Focus on the ring. You release the spell energy from it, being attuned to the ring, having an innate ability to be able to, the knowledge necessary to do this. You think your message, it goes out into the ether. And there's a short pause before you hear like a breath in and a kind of a sigh slash growl, rumble kind of reverberate through the sending into your mind. Some heavy breathing, and you hear the word Chilimber. And then it cuts off.
Limber, but he wasn't into Limber.
Maybe he is.
Well, I guess, Liston, how are your magical detective skills? Can you detect a past use of magic in a location? Or like trait? So what you're saying is we should have looked under the rocks in the cave?
You're fairly certain that the Vuthagix turned over a bunch of rocks in the area. Both literally and figuratively speaking.
Yeah, I'm sure they would have done it literally. I wonder if it also could be that it doesn't know it's somewhere else.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I gave it the order to say where it was, and It could be that maybe it was sleeping when it was stolen away, so it still just sees itself as in a cave. Hmm.
You do think that the way it murmured was almost as if you'd caught it uh, in the middle of its sleep and that it didn't really wake up. It was kind of talking in its sleep at you.
Yeah. Is there any kind of like interference we can pick up on when sending across planes? Like, like a magical frequency?
Any what?
Like a magical frequency, like radio disturbance almost?
Trying to like trace it back, you mean? Like to
Yeah.
location?
Like when you're sending
Not
a sending to somebody in hell, you hear the screams of the damned in the background as like radio interference.
not in the standard list of spells.
Okay.
I actually only think that it requires a save if you're doing the hostile version of Dream against them. Wait. Yeah, Dream does have to be on the same plane of existence. You're just trying to figure out if it is on the same plane.
So if Dream has to be on the same plane, if you tried to use Dream and it didn't work, we could fairly safely say he's not on the same plane?
Or they're not asleep.
Or they're
Or,
not.
I'm sorry, or they're asleep or they're dead, yeah.
But I mean, he did just speak to us. So we're pretty sure he was asleep.
And fairly certain he's alive.
And fairly certain he's alive,
Hmm.
yes.
But also, it seems a little odd that like the hags would just be playing a jape and putting a concealing veil over the dragon on our plane and not doing anything nefarious with him.
That's true.
That'd be a good way
Good
to
point.
test it. Well, disappeared some time ago, so it's not exactly like we're in a huge hurry. And he's also notoriously lazy, so he's probably just been sleeping in like some strange cave this entire time. Hopefully we can get him back before anything happens or he wakes up and makes the problem worse.
So, time passes. It's the next day. I take it you've prepared Dream and Gate. What do you do? And is Meat, are you with Liston when you guys attempt this?
Yeah.
You can send somebody else into their dream.
So this is just Inception.
Yeah, you can send a messenger, yeah. Okay. You go to cast the spell, and you make the verbal and somatic components. You use your orb. Uh, Lots of magical, effects happen in the area. The kind of just like a cool breeze flows through, and you touch Meat, and you feel the magic discharge. And Meat, you stand there for a second, looking at Liston, and you don't feel anything.
I think you did it wrong or something. How many of them were wrong? Oh. Well, there's a first time for everything. What did I feel other than failure?
You felt Liston poke you.
Felt you poke me. Like a
Oh yeah.
magical like recoil.
Yeah, it's like you ran into kind of like a magical wall. There's like you come across a barrier which doesn't allow your consciousness to pass. It's in using the spell, it's a familiar sensation that you would have known.
Yeah. So then would Meat have been the one to feel that like wall, or would it have been Liston? Because he's the one casting the spell.
Let's just say both.
Okay. So then both Meat and Liston would feel that like sudden stop of the like sensation of magic.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah, then Meat would describe that as like feeling like something was happening and then it just stopped.
Yeah, but you don't feel that. You just feel nothing.
Yeah. And considering he spoke whenever when I sended to him, I'd say he's on the other plane. Yeah. Yeah,
That'd
we
be
don't want
shocking.
to bring the dragon here. They will kill my dragon. So yeah, I guess back to the marsh, to the Vuthagix, like, cave.
Yeah, Manasa will take us there.
Isn't there, like, a tree right outside the cave? Like, even on the battle map?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're in a swamp, so it's plenty of trees. Now, question is, are you guys getting the whole band back together before you do this?
I think that'd probably be best. 'Cause we don't know what we're going to encounter when all this happens.
Yeah, well, I figured we were all gonna match up.
Yeah. All right. So you guys, you sync up. I don't know if you guys want to say anything when you call each other. But Galavar, what were you in the middle of doing when you get a sending from one of your friends?
At that rate, I was probably just in Silver Moon hanging out, helping out, since my trail went cold, so just in Silver Moon.
Yeah, possibly. Argyle, where would you have been?
Well, I think at that point I would have been in Silver Moon with Anzen.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay. Will do.
The mailbox you were trying to reach is full.
Put out your damn voice messages.
Yeah.
If you taught me how to open it.
You'd say Galavar. What would your response be?
Oh. Alright, well, head that way.
Or what would your response be?
My response? The response?
Argyle?
Oh, sorry, I don't think our girl came through. I would just say, got the message. I'm here already.
You guys transport to Silvery Moon to pick up your friends that you haven't seen in 4 months probably. And I take it then you transport to Vuthkik's territory, the former lair of Ravnel Axelith. The Vuthagiks are there. They see you. They acknowledge your existence. You quickly are escorted by a few of them kind of saddle up beside you as escorts for attentive as always. Just in
So-
case you need something.
I'm confused. Time-wise, how is this working? Because I took meat to the swamp as soon as we decided to do our downtime,
Yeah.
and then we immediately went to Liston. So would we have even had our downtime yet?
Well, ideally, all of this would have been done before today. Um, all the downtime stuff would have been done, but
Well, I'm just saying, like, are we kind of retconning this, like this happened and then we did the downtime that we decided on?
I mean, we could do that.
It could have been Meat had some stuff he had to take care of in the marsh before getting back
Okay.
to everybody, so he could have been dealing with that and looking over all these reports and stuff in the meantime while everybody else is doing their downtime, and then you would have come back and got him.
Okay. So we want to say that we went to Liston, we talked about it, we decided to do our downtime, and then we all met back got meat, we went back to the bazaar, Golden Hour Bazaar, and then we did all this. After the 4 months.
I mean,
Well, I was thinking
to be
it
fair,
could have been after Meat did the investigation and all that, and was eliminating possibilities by getting reports and everything. Like Manasa could have been doing her downtime and stuff all then, and then came back to Meat, and then at that point, at the end of that, gone to the Golden Hour Bazaar.
Yeah. The only thing that doesn't really like add up if we do that is that I don't know if Meat would have waited.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't think Meat would have wanted to wait 4 months with the dragon missing.
Yeah.
I just think the easiest way to say is we found out about the missing dragon, we're going to do all this stuff that we're doing with the missing dragon, and then we would have gone on our downtime.
Yeah, that's fine. So I guess everybody gets called back early. It hasn't been 4 months yet. It's still summertime. And you guys are heading off to the Marsh of Chilimber.
Okay.
Yeah, and you get there. What do you guys do?
In the cave. So that'd be the place where the least amount of damage could happen if something goes wrong. The surprise dragon, you know, that whole thing.
Yeah, you're
mean-
pretty much there.
Yeah, I probably would have put us to the tree right outside the cave, so.
All right. Okay. An immense power is released into this cave as rocks shake and kind of skip around on the ground as the very air trembles in the presence of this world-bending incantation as the air itself ripples and rips itself asunder. A greenish glow appearing and tearing its way open, um, like roots in rapid succession tearing through the ground. This portal opens up. A blindingly green glow coming from it, and there's a pause, and you see a black claw come out, shaking a bit as it breaches the portal, and in rapidly vines shoot through the portal. They kind of wrap around the edges, these invisible edges of this portal of energy, and they wrap around this black claw and constrict it and pull it back through the portal as these vines they sprout thorns and flowers start sprouting on these vines as they kind of envelop the portal from the outside as more and more vines kind of push through, and they kind of squeeze and squeeze, and you can hear snapping and cracking of energy as the portal snaps shut, severing all of these vines onto the floor, which writhe around and flick for a while before coming still.
So wait, did the dragon come through or not, or he was pulled back through by the
I
vines?
think it was pulled back through.
Pulled back. Something went wrong with your spell, Liston.
No, that wasn't his spell. There was something else on the other side. Well, are you able to detect what type of magic that was? I don't know if magic has a stink to you.
You weren't able to see through. It's until it seems this hand had gone far enough through it. Were you able to see it, and it kind of fades to obscurity. Um, you know, probably a mere 1 foot into the portal. And the only thing left are these vines all over the ground that were cut off.
Can we tell anything about the vines, like what plane they might have come from?
There, go ahead and make an Arcana check. Make a Nature check.
I was gonna say Meat's not gonna make a check because he's already made up his mind what's going on, so he's clouded by assumptions.
Perfect. Nature check.
These vines are not something found, as far as you know. No one rolling a nature check thinks that these vines have come from the material plane. You examine them very closely, Galavar especially, um, cataloging like the density of the fibers in them, the viscosity of like the liquid kind of that is oozing out of them at the severed joints, and the various like the crazy flowers that kind of came out of these things, the spikes, very like deadly and beautiful at the same time. Not to mention these flowers almost glow with such a vibrant color. Um, anyone rolling Arcana definitely thinks that this is magic has to have been involved, um, and that the from what you know of the planes, uh, this has the very obvious markers of being from the Feywild.
I, with my history and stuff like that, know much about the Feywild.
Yeah, you're like proficient in like plane stuff, right? Or Arcana, or what are
Let
you
me
proficient in?
look what I wrote exactly. Um,
And also with Galavar's special like vision, he wouldn't be able to see anything out of place here, right?
Hmm.
I don't have anything that says plane specifically. Actually,
Um.
I thought we did. Why don't I have that written down?
Yeah. I mean, you are proficient in Arcana, though, right?
Not in Arcana, no.
Oh, okay. Uh, you've heard tales of the planes, especially from your dad. You know a bit about the Feywild. Um, uh, uh, Mostly kind of pertaining to times when the Feywild has like interacted with the material plane.
Okay.
Was there a different question?
No, I was just
Yeah.
kind of gathering. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, that's right. Meat asked if you see anything with your special eyes.
Okay.
Um, how is there anything else you check while you're in this cave? Because this is the cave where, the Vuthigigs tell you that this is the cave where the dragon spends most of its time.
I guess we need to look around and see if it actually looked like they literally overturned rocks, since they would usually be like stuck in sediment and such.
Yeah.
Make sure that they were giving truthful reports and not embellishments.
All right. Go ahead and make a perception or investigation check. Damn. Wow. Okay. With that,
Is that good enough?
you scour this cave fervently. You are literally flipping over rocks, looking for any little clue that could possibly tip you off to anything. And at one point, you kind of you're walking by, and there's kind of a pretty sizable rock, probably weighs a couple 100 pounds, and there's smaller rocks around the cave that have evidence that they've been turned over before. You turn them over again anyway. But this one looks like it's maybe just a little too big, that they kind of left it alone. And you go over there and you squat down, get your fingers underneath it, lift up, and you roll it. And this rock, which is a little bit flatter on the bottom side, as you roll it, you catch a glimpse of something that just kind of shines over like a rainbow hue on the bottom of this rock.
Huh.
And as you look closer at it, you see like sigils, like scout, or kind of just like very lightly colored into it with this nearly invisible like sheen.
It's almost like light was reflecting off of it at an
Yeah,
angle, but looking dead on, it's almost invisible.
pretty much. Yeah, you got to kind of get at like an angle, and as you get at an angle, you can kind of see it in like a line across as you move your head up and down.
I call Listen over to look at it while I'm holding this thing up.
Yeah, it rolls over and kind of settles with its with the bottom side up.
Could it be
Listen,
like
you
a
start
hidden
looking
trap
at it.
room?
What's that?
I guess Meat was asking Liston if this could be something, have something to do with it, like a hidden trap rune or something.
Okay. Yeah. Uh. Yeah. You activate your Orb of Secrets, and it doesn't turn up anything. Okay.
Was the information about the suspicion of the hags being a part of this told to the whole party? I was a little lost to where that was at.
It was told before you guys showed up, but I guess they would have like relayed any information that was already gone over as soon as everybody was back together, so that we're all on the same page. And I feel like the lizard folk are familiar with the hags and like what they sound like based on the previous interaction. So
Do these symbols look similar to the ones that were underneath the hags' place?
oh yeah, were there symbols that we encountered down there?
Yeah,
Make
but
a history check.
okay. That place, I think I was the only one able to get to it. I can't quite remember because there was no like physical door. Where is my history button?
Yeah. It's like you try to look at it, you try to think back to the kind of symbols you saw, and you think, they seem to be some kind of, it seems to be something magical, but it's so hard without being able to kind of see it all at once. Um, and like, thinking that far back, it's just really hard to remember.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it does look like it's some kind of magical inscription.
Well, Liston, do you recognize it?
Listens. Uh, you can make a an intelligence check. Oh no,
I didn't know you were able to roll that low.
what happened?
I will help him.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. So you two working together, I'll have you give advantage to Liston because your roll actually would have been a 13 because you rolled an intelligence save. But I'll give you guys a 19.
Ah.
You guys start looking at this and putting your heads together. Liston points out, you know, uh, kind of the manner in which it's written and kind of the flow of the script. Uh, you start, you like pull out a piece of paper and like start actually like tracing it out, like trying to, make a complete image of it. Manasa starts noticing uh, notation that's used more in like uh, druidic magic. But then Liston he notices some notation used in arcane magic. And it seems to be some kind of amalgamation of the two of them.
Interesting.
Could also maybe Manasa have some passed down knowledge of it, because I guess elves were originally from the Feywild, or like the first elves that came to the plane.
Really?
Yeah,
I
that
didn't
is
know that.
true. Yeah. Um, Manasa doesn't, but Liston does notice. He thinks, listen, you think it is possibly some kind of curse. Identify doesn't tend to work. Sometimes it does. It doesn't. A lot of times it doesn't work with curses. Mostly because the nature of curses uh, are intended to befuddle identify magic to keep them, from being identified, diagnosed is easy. Okay. And you finish your detect magic and you get necromancy. It radiates fairly powerful necromancy.
When he gated the dragon, we saw the dragon momentarily, correct? Before it got pulled back through.
True.
So if he were to do that again, and I cast Greater Restoration on the dragon because I need to touch it. But I could cure the dragon's curse, correct?
You. Yeah, I mean, Greater Restoration can cure curses, right?
Yeah.
Divines might be part of a different spell, though.
That's true.
In which case, if we're
Yeah.
not over it, he can just, or she, I guess I don't know this one, can be recursed.
Yeah, I imagine they're probably actively watching it, so whatever we do would need a few steps that they could easily reapply things.
Okay.
And the curse is probably just a means of getting it out of here rather than a means of keeping it away.
Keeping it? Okay. Just throwing things out there.
Yeah.
Kind of feels like we should take a trip to the Feywilds.
Also kind of want to really kick some hag ass.
Yeah, they're annoying.
Hag ass.
And they only agreed to leave. They didn't, I guess, agree to stay away, or we don't know how much they will honor their agreement. I mean, considering they
Okay.
stole something from our plane, I don't think they're very honorable.
I think just by the way they acted when they were on our plane, we kind of knew they weren't very honorable.
What is honor?
It's different to everyone, I guess.
Yeah, I think Meat's just way more angry because he feels like insulted by their violating of the agreement rather than their taking of the dragon.
Yeah. So what you guys gonna do?
I mean,
How
I
many
say
more,
we go to the Feywild.
how many more gates can you do? Listen. Okay.
I guess we should stock up on supplies and prepare for a trip into the Feywild.
Wouldn't it'd probably be good to have some sort of way to prevent them from transferring planes quickly? Because if I recall correctly from our last encounter with them, they kind of like to just run away.
I imagine they would run away to the Feywild. So, like, if we go there, they're not going to have a place they can just run to easily.
Well, they could transfer over to here, right? The material plane or the ethereal plane.
I don't know. Are Fey creatures stronger on in the Feywild? So, like, it would be disadvantageous for them to come to the material plane?
Make an Arcana check. All right.
Well, here's my thought process, right? We can't transfer planes as easily as they can. If they can do it,
Well, they
and they
might
have
be
it
able to
stocked up.
transfer easily, but that'd be they themselves, not they doing something else. That would require a little bit more effort, right?
We think.
Uh, yeah, Meat posits the question about whether or not, Fey creatures would be more powerful in the Fey Wild. Liston believes that there's the significant evidence to show that extraplanar creatures of magical origins oftentimes draw power from their home plane. That they are usually, uh, if they are magical in nature, especially if they're magic users of the intelligent type, that they usually have ways of drawing extra power from their plane, that they would be more formidable on their home turf.
Who knows, maybe they only were running from this plane. They don't want to run from their home plane where they will feel empowered. That I have no idea.
Previously, all you've known about their motives is that they, you recall that they, they manipulated Rob Nalaxolith, basically fed her a bunch of uh, uh, information to make her fearful of uh, of you guys. Um, got her to go on a rampage. They used the fact that she had an egg that she needed to protect to scare her into being aggressive,
Hmm.
and then um, and then they admitted to having essentially lost control. That they, initially had her kind of under their control, but lost control, and a giant angry ancient black dragon outside of your control is not a great thing to have in your swamp. So they, made a deal with you guys that if you would take Rob Nalaxolith out, that they would leave the material plane.
Now they want a new dragon for their little plans, schemes.
And I don't want that to happen. Because the whole thing before they started doing that was the dragon helped keep away invaders from the Marsh of Chalimber by scaring them off with its presence or just legend. And so having a growing dragon here would start to actually develop a protection for the region from any possible invaders, or at least make it seem like unsavory territory to own for many nearby uh, royalty or those that thirst for power. So we kind of need that dragon, even if it's just a legend.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Hmm.
It would have to be something pretty incredibly powerful. Magics that are, like s- um oh, you're talking about go ahead and make another arcana check. You've been learning about true names. Um you've been learning the extent to which you can use them. Using them in kind of just invoking them as part of another spell is something one can do, but you get the feeling that somebody with a true mastery of using true names can draw a lot more out of them. You think that um, pretty much you think that there's essentially two ways you could think of using a wish spell generally has the power necessary to break through most other magics of equal or lesser power. You also think that a properly fully utilized true name could possibly do it, could override and break through whatever enchantment is keeping you from knowing where or extracting a creature from. and a wizard that has specialized in true names is an onomancer. So you would have to find an onomancer.
And we retcon this to be before downtime, yeah?
Yeah, but you would have already. I think in this short period of time, you'd already like discussed with your father, what you
Mhm.
had discovered, and then he probably would have already told you that kind of what he told you just before actually searching for them.
Okay. Then I might know a guy. Gal. Who might be able to help us.
Are they
What?
reliable?
I don't know. I have yet to meet them.
Then how do you know them?
Well, I don't know them. My father gave me may
Oh,
know
so your
somebody.
father has a guy.
Yeah. So maybe we should go visit one of them.
Maybe we should go visit Galavar's dad.
Okay. I've only transported us once via plants today, right? So I
Oh.
can do it several more times.
Would I?
Oh, right, that's right. I can do it quite a few times though in a
I think
single
you can do
day.
it 4 times.
Yeah, I can do. See, I can use my
Or
9th, my
5.
8th, my 7th, and 2 6ths. So
That's
I can
right.
do it 5 times.
Yeah.
Wait. Would I have the other name that?
The other name
Oh
of
wait. Sorry, I have to reread this. I got lost.
yeah, no problem.
Casting transport via plants at a higher level just mean you can keep it open longer.
I don't think it has an upcast ability.
Hmm.
I think it's just you can use it again.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't say anything on it.
It would be kind of cool though. Like I'd be okay with that. Like for every, because it stays open. What, a minute? I think.
6 seconds?
Oh, 6 seconds. Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
we had to
even a
queue
minute.
up and sprint at a wall in order to
that's right.
utilize it.
Everybody just piles in. Um, yeah, I'd be okay with that if you guys wanted to do that. Like, I don't know, you get an additional 6 seconds for every spell level.
Like it doubles up each level higher.
Oh, so like 6, 12, 24, and then 48.
And it since it's just seconds, that still doesn't seem like very long, even when you
I mean,
multiply it like 4 times.
yeah, even at 48, it's less than a minute.
Yeah. I mean, I think we said we could get 20 people through in 6 seconds.
I have at higher levels up to 30 people can go through.
Oh,
Really?
That's what it says in the thing. I don't know if that's something we put in there.
I think we made
I
that
think
for
we
the
made that up
I think we had to
because
do that because she was transporting like
the
chunks of army.
armies.
to the whale bones.
Yeah.
Interesting. Got it. So yeah, we already had this discussion.
Completely forgot it.
We've been playing for a while.
It's not a while. It's only been what, like 3 years, 4 years?
Almost 4 years.
I mean, yeah,
In September.
that's still a while.
Almost 4 years and September 12th, but who's counting?
So yeah, what do you guys do?
Are we heading to Silvery Moon then?
I guess so.
Sure.
Not really anything else to do around here at this point. We've got our lead, and we know what we need to do or who we need to go for.
Argo, do you want to make a sketch of the circle here?
Sure.
I might be able to show somebody in Silver Moon that too, to get more specifics.
All right, our girl pulls out a pad and a quill. And just like sketching it down.
All right. Cool. Give me a. Just give me like a D20.
For like how well it's drawn. Or...
Yeah, for its accuracy.
Okay.
Is he going to use his proficiency bonus if he has art supply proficiency?
Do you have art supply proficiency, or like
I
some?
have no idea.
Should be at the bottom left of your sheet,
Uh,
the front
let's see
page.
here. Art supply. Oh, light armor. No, shields, best above.
Oh, weavers and cook's utensils. That's what you have.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
For some reason, I thought
That's right.
Argo was.
Cooking was the thing that our girl did.
Yeah. So you you do your best. You think it looks pretty good.
Our girl goes. I gotta work on my drawing skills.
What do the rest of us think of the sketch?
Yeah. Like, is anybody else watching our girl do this?
Yeah, I'd like to take a look afterwards.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Nice.
Like, you can do it.
I'm
Uh,
inspired.
Roll a D12, our girl.
Cool.
Oh!
Holy crap!
nice.
Oh,
All right.
It's
Yeah.
huge.
listen, you're so inspiring.
Yeah.
Were you playing
Yeah.
the loop because you were bored and waiting?
Playing one of our girl's favorite songs.
Oh,
Uh,
hell yeah.
The fish
Yeah.
manga?
Listen, and Galavar, Galavar with your really keen eyes, and listen with your arcane knowledge, and Manasa with your divine knowledge, or primal knowledge. You look at this, and it looks pretty good. Everything, the parts of each that you know about, all look like they our girl nailed it.
Good job, our girl.
Yeah.
So you guys transport to Silvery Moon.
Yep.
Before you do, you hear footsteps come up from behind you, and a Vuthagix with the shiny black scales on his left leg and shiny right scales on his right arm strolls in.
Is that
You
Noname?
you recognize Noname, and he kind of like lowers his head in a very slow bow, like their people do, to meet, and he says, "Jalimber, I'm sorry, we did not see the dragon get taken."
No apologies necessary. There's complicated matters afoot. You wouldn't have been able to see it taken unless you were there at the exact moment. And I know this dragon preferred its seclusion.
Did request privacy often, often somewhat violently.
Hmm.
We Maybe we should not have allowed him that. I think often on what I should have done. How could I have not failed?
Had I been present, you would not have failed.
You have important duties. You can't be here all the time.
Guess the important lesson is you don't always succeed, but that doesn't mean that you have failed. But, this is a lesson we'll learn from, and we'll be going to the Feywild to bring it back. You and your men succeeded in reporting the possibility that this was the hags with the laughter that you heard. And that alone is probably the only reason we know where to go.
We will be prepared for when you return with the dragon.
I have a feeling the dragon is going to be more appreciative of what we offer here. And more open to listening for
As you
reasons
say,
I don't
you say,
have to
Jalimber.
disclose. I'll make sure of it.
He kind of bows out.
Is Noname getting like bigger at this point, like taller?
He's definitely gotten quite a bit more muscular as he's gotten enough to eat now, and yeah, a bit taller.
He's
Definitely
probably
like
going to be stunted like perpetually since he was like starved
yeah,
growing up.
he's like a full-grown adult, but he's a little bit on the small side,
Yeah.
and his you know his mastery of the language is a lot better than it used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys transport to Silvery Moon. And I think we should take a break.
Yeah.
All right. We will come back and we'll try to be back at around 5 after.
All right.
All right. See you guys then. Or maybe not. And now we're back. Yes, you guys transport to Silvery Moon. And I take it you head to Galavar's father?
Yeah, and I assume, anyways. And if that is the case, I would ask him if there's anybody quick that we could probably go run to, like, as soon as possible. Like, today.
He's like, "Oh, well, Galavar, um I haven't seen the Onomancer. I haven't seen an Onomancer in quite some time, but I have uh, associates that I can ask um, that have a lot of knowledge about true names."
That'd be great. We've got kind of a dragon issue, so the sooner we could reach with somebody, the better.
Yeah. Yes, of course. I had a meeting. Um, Let me send a message to postpone it, and then we'll be off.
Ah, perfect.
He goes to a lady that works there at the library and um writes scrawls a message and hands it to her. And um this dark elf lady with this white hair and indigo skin uh takes message and walks out of the building with you, with it, and your dad comes back and um, says, "Yes, okay, this way. I believe they're working in the North Wing today."
Northway. Okay.
He locates one of these historians. He tells them, asks them if they what they know about true names. They kind of go over like, oh, in 1397 there was this it was rumored that a true name was used to blah 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 blah, and like he kind of gives a bunch of dates and examples of like stuff that like true names have done. um but when it comes down to utilizing them, he's just a historian. He doesn't have the skills. He's not a wizard. He's not an onomancer. Likewise, you find another historian, kind of the same boat, uh, is a little bit insulted that you went to the other historian first, but he, is happy enough to share his knowledge, and kind of show off what he knows. But likewise, doesn't he's not an onomancer, but he says that he knows one. Uh, but he doesn't know where he is. The guy's name is Pontelex Lethico.
Is that a recognizable name? Like, would I know of that person?
Uh, nope. No one in the party knows this guy.
Or no, even knows of them, like they haven't heard of this person. He's not like a famous dude.
Nope. No one. Uh, the historian doesn't even have any like written record, or there's no books that mention him. He's just a he's just a wizard.
Okay. He's not publicizing any of his spells or research or anything.
Actually, I take that back. They have used him as a reference on some of their written works, but
Okay.
that's about it.
Gotcha.
So are you able to scry with just a name? Yeah. Are you able to scry with just the name?
It's just harder to do if the less familiar you are with them.
You think you'll be able to help us find Pontelex Lethico, Liston?
Is listing spells, fire, and blanks.
They tell you he's an interesting character. He's quite eccentric in that he comes from a very faraway place. He's a little hard to understand sometimes. And he has some quirks, possibly brought on by some trauma, and that he doesn't speak about.
So how do you want to search for this guy to ask for his help?
Well, I can't smell him, so I think me tracking him's out of the way. Maybe you'll see them walking down a street and see a sign.
True. Yeah, unless you focus it on an area that you know. But yeah, they offer. Um, they ask you, these historians. They ask you why you're trying to find this guy. Asking you what you need an onomancer for because they've got all this information. Like, why would you need him? They know everything.
Because they don't know everything.
I think best help of Liston explained that one.
I guess just saying they may know of things, but they don't know how to use them, and the how to use them is the part we need.
And that piques his curiosity because he wants to know why it is you need somebody that can actually use onomancy.
Meat gives him the stink eye.
He says, "Oh, sorry, didn't
Yes.
mean to offend."
Lizard folk given the stink eye look more like just really angry, like posturing.
He says, he's not going to eat me, is he?"
Hard to say.
I guess I'll keep my questions to myself. I mean, obviously, you need to find an onomancer. And, I mean, it would be, of course, you don't have a true name that you need to use, right?
Uh,
Right. Yep. Yep. Sure.
Stink eye increases.
Right. Yes. Because that would be impossible. Nobody, no,
I
people,
mean,
I
you
mean,
would
not
have had to
impossible,
like
but
go to hell to find that or something.
exactly. And you're here, so um but he looks like really he's like trying to like contain like some excitement. He says, "But I might be able to send some messages to some friends to kind of keep an eye out, and maybe I could get hire some people to go around to last known locations." And
How big is this guy? Like,
he's like
physically?
a kind of a he's kind of portly, but he's short and kind of yeah, he's not intimidating at all.
Yeah. Meat's gonna walk up to him, like, uncomfortably close and look down at him and say, just, maybe you should send some messages.
Yeah, because that would be the nice thing to do for friends of sons of friends of coworkers. I could absolutely do that. It
Yeah, Meat's
might
just in a noticeably bad mood from earlier where he kept, like, acting like he was the solution for everything.
it's gonna take some coin, but totally worth it. I can probably write it off as a business expense so I could recoup some of these costs.
How much?
Um it depends on how long it takes to find him.
Hmm.
I'm thinking all the major cities, kind of secondary sized cities, letters to each, explorers in various regions, maybe pay off some of the local, you know, explorer hunter guilds, uh, maybe like 100 gold a month.
A
How
month.
many months do you think this is going to take?
I mean, the truth is, we may never find him. I haven't heard from him in
Hmm.
years.
Do you have to have met someone to send them a sending list? Or do you just need to know their name? So if they were to give you a picture and tell you all about him, would you become familiar with it?
That would be enough, yes. Oh,
Or someone who could draw one?
I could. There are people here that could draw him as I describe him.
Let's do that.
Meat holds up a
Wait, you've
bag of, like,
met him
50
before?
gold and jingles it. 50 gold's worth of painting.
Oh yeah, I've met him. I asked him some questions for a book I wrote.
Could this guy use the ring of sending?
Can't you just
Oh, there you go.
Oh, I rather you not poke around in my head. Oh, okay.
Here's 50 gold for your troubles, and just, like, tosses a bag of coin at him.
He holds the bag of coin, and
Just think about your friend.
let me pull up my
all right.
alignment chart to remember where the Stradova falls on it?
I think you're all a little bit on a different spot, for the most part. You know, kind of spread out all over the place. Yeah, you cast detect thoughts, and he's just got his eyes like squinted, and he's like, "Oh, I don't like this at all." And he's like, "All right, think about Pontilex, 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 Pontilex." Um, and second. Okay, second. Yeah. Do you have it prepared? Gotcha. Yeah. So you cast your detect thoughts and you focus on him, and you start to get a picture of you get a picture of a. At first, you're like, "Oh, that's a lion." And you're like, "No, that's a lion man." He looks like is either some kind of large tabaxi of some kind, and his mane has been kind of shaved, all but like a friar's ring around his head, and he's got draconic like ink. It's like a tattoo of some kind of permanent marking. It seems on the side of his neck. But it's like really fuzzy, like you're trying to read something in a dream and you don't know what it says. You just like can't read it, but you know it's draconic. Um, and and he's sitting on a rock, and behind him, and he's in like it's almost like a in like some campgrounds like have like a little clearing with some rocks around a campfire. There's this kind of cleared out little area on top of a hill, and behind him is like a large like 6 foot tall like shard of like purple and pink stone that is jutting out of the ground at just like a slight angle, and he's sitting there and he is looking down at the floor like this, and that's he's got this like tan colored fur, and it's like really pink, like where it's been shaved down or completely shaved.
This is an image, right? Not live.
Right, yeah, he's just seeing like kind of like a blurry image of this guy in his mind. Basically, you think like it's his memory of what he remembers him looking like. Uh, Make an Arcana check. Yes, yes, it is. You in your studies of extraplanar things, um, you've heard of them described. It amongst other races that just don't naturally appear on this plane. You believe that the Leonin come from the only source that you've found where Leonin you heard they've come from is a plane called Theros. And occasionally this historian is like trying really hard and focusing on this guy, and occasionally it like flips to something weird, like something super abstract. Sometimes it will flip to you get a sense. Well, it flips to like a bag of money being handed to another like hand, and this hand reaches out and grabs it, and it's like a reddish skin with like long, like sharp claws, grabs the bag and pulls it to itself, and then it goes back to um, it's like don't Right, he's like, "Don't think about that, don't think about that." And then, like, it flips to him, and he, like, kinda from his eyes, you can kind of, like, tell his, like, kind of fat sausage fingers that he's got, and he's, like, smelling a lady's shoe, and then it
Does
flips
Liston
back.
detect the smell because of the detect thoughts?
Yeah, it smells like a foot. Yeah, and that happens a couple more times. At one point you get the distinct feeling like you see like an image of you like hobbling kind of like quickly, and you can feel like you shit your pants. And he's just like hobbling like really quickly, and like these people passing by, he's like looks at the ground, looks back at the ground. He breaks and he just turns red, and he's just like sweating, like visible droplets of sweat like running down his face.
You know,
Are
if you
you okay?
asked Manasa to give you one of her shoes, she probably would. You could give him a shoe.
Well, I don't know if
Well,
Liston
I don't think Liston
shared
shared
any of
any of
this.
what that.
No, I know, but I'm just saying to Josh.
He knows Manasa well enough. Yeah, that makes sense.
Manasa hears this and she immediately makes her feet very visible.
How do we become familiar with Pontilix?
Yeah, you're the one who has to send it to Ponzo.
Yeah.
Dude, if I could look into people's memories and if I had like magical ability to send messages, I don't know if I'd keep you around.
What event has spurred this hatred of sendings for Liston?
And there's the
You always spend like
interdimensional
20
sending
minutes
charges.
writing in your book.
I mean, if you don't want to be the one in charge of what gets said, just ask other people, all right, you decide what I'm going to say, and then I'll say it.
Uh, you, I mean, you could attempt to describe him in detail. Modify memory, you just describe an event, and they believe that event happened. So you would just be as well served by just telling him what the guy looks like, or attempting to. Um,
One of these days, we're gonna send a sending to somebody who's like using an outhouse, and it's gonna scare the shit out of them.
Literally.
all right. Sending goes out, and you hear, "Huh?" And that's all you get back.
It
Try
didn't
What's the
work.
again,
number
Liston.
again?
Can't you use a higher level
Is
spell?
that a deception you're doing?
Wait, there's more on the ring, right? Hmm.
Just ask him his current location.
Yeah.
uh, huh. My thoughts, they've changed. That's
What did he
it.
say?
Surely he can't be.
When you're sending ascending, do you feel like he's on this plane? Can you tell that? Then you know he's not. But I mean, it has like a pretty high chance of still work. I'm just wondering if you could try gating him to us.
I think you've already used that today, haven't you? Yeah.
God, that costs a diamond.
You just need to have one.
Oh, it's like the magic uses it as a lens to cast the gate through it.
Yeah. Like it projects the gate onto a
Hmm.
spot in space.
Let's hope you hold it in the right direction when you use it.
Is there a way I can
Celeste,
learn
why are you
sending?
here?
Learn sending. Not really.
What was that word you said before arcane? I don't know what you're saying.
You take 5 levels in wizard or sorcerer.
Oh, I've got levels to spare. It's physically not possible.
We're trying to get the Onomancer so we can use the true name in order to track where the dragon is in the Feywild, right? Like that's why
True.
we're doing all this.
He says it's possible. I mean, you seem to have a talent for arcane wizardry already. Well, that would be a place to start. Enchantment-based onomancies. Divination very popular form of onomancy.
I imagine that place we came from.
I would I would just like to say that if you go around asking a bunch of random wizards with no alliance to you about onomancy, may it may um arise some suspicions. There are very dark forces and powerful people that um get suspicious about those asking about things pertaining to true names.
Don't we have I was gonna say, don't we know a powerful wizard that might know these people?
Corvash, you would know, was a necromancer primarily. That was his primary study. Oh, I'm sorry, Corvash. I thought you said Ageja, or not Ageja. Who am I thinking of? Curious. Corvash, was a yeah. Corvash was a diviner, I think. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Yep. But you would know that familiars are, I think, conjuration. That's just a part of having a familiar. Yeah, yeah, you'd know that.
Uh, Real quick, me, does that ring you have, does that have a sending on it right now? Not anymore.
No.
Can you refill it, Liston? I want to try something.
It's up to 5 levels of spells. Sure.
Me gives back the ring.
Yeah. All right. There's a 4th level sending on the ring now.
Can I borrow the ring?
Meat hands it to Galavar.
Thank you. I wish I was next to that other guy, Pontilix.
All right. You say that out loud.
Yeah.
Okay. Galavar says that.
Nothing happens? No?
No.
Wait,
Damn
did
you.
you try to send a sending to the same person?
No, I was trying to use this ring.
So were
I
you going to
think
try to
it's a
wish yourself
fake.
next to him and then send us a sending about where you were?
Yes.
Then suddenly Galavar finds out that both he and the person we're looking for are entrapped in like a reality like cave that you can't get out of.
Does this ring even have wish?
I mean, you did just wish for something and it didn't come true. So either that or you're using it wrong. Who knows?
Can't the ring talk?
It was talking to you when you first found it. It hasn't said
Yeah.
anything since then.
I think it's tired of our shit.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's true. All right, you cast Identify on the ring. You cast Identify on the ring, and the result you get basically says that this ring is basically programmed to tell a bunch of lies about itself, and then deactivate after it leaves the room that it was found in.
Wait, but I've used haste. What? So some of it does do
You
stuff?
can. Okay, so if you used haste, I thought you
Yeah.
were casting it yourself.
No, I was casting it with the ring.
Well, see, I'm sorry. The ring has done
Is that
nothing.
Galavar having a
It
religious
has done
reactor?
nothing. But I'm attuned to this ring.
Yeah,
Yeah. Can I take the ring off?
yeah.
I am pissed.
So in the White Plume Mountain module,
No.
Oh
Dude,
my
I'm
Such a
god.
dick
I'm
move.
normally good at this kind
Oh
of
my
thing.
god.
listen, make a deception.
Ugh, Porter hates you,
Galavar,
by the
make
way.
an insight, or anybody that wants to make an insight, make an insight.
Where's my?
Oh, wow. Yeah, Galavar, you don't believe him.
He doesn't say anything, he just squints really hard at Liston.
Okay, so but for real, what did you figure out?
Markle doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty standard.
It sounded plausible to you.
It's a dud.
Manasseh's
Thought I
not
was
paying
using
any
it previously.
attention because she's too busy showing her feet off to the librarian guy.
Yeah. Just use my own magic. Oh, magic is too easy, man. Dang it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I take it off and I put my extra vision ring back on.
Fair enough.
At least I think I still have that ring. Did I sell that ring?
No, I don't think you did.
Okay. I still have it in me.
So what do you guys do now?
Galavar needs a moment.
Hmm. I
This is the,
think-
this
I
is
think
the
you can
one
only
thing
get
I got
ripped
out
off
of
if
that
you paid
mountain.
something for it.
I don't know. I get a feeling that the DM does not want us to do this.
That is not true.
Hmm.
We're coming up with all these kind of ways, like sending, and you answer with, huh? Huh? My mind.
That is totally in character for this character as I've written him. What else have you tried?
Well, we should go back to the what's his name, Corvash, and figure out if he knows of a onomancer,
Or
a
just a
divination
way to
onomancer.
find the
I
one we
asked
know of.
I asked Liston to describe the area that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, honestly, he wouldn't have. The spot that he described wouldn't have been the spot that he. In his mind. Yeah, well. I made an error. He wouldn't have seen him at the spot that you saw him seeing him at. He would have saw him somewhere else. All right. Yeah, he met him. He met him in a tavern in the Dale Lands. I have other studies.
Oh my god.
I haven't. I mean, I got all the information I needed from him, and I haven't seen him since. Yeah. Even then, it took me a lot of work to track him down, and I have no idea how far he's traveled. It's been a while.
Hmm.
I mean, like I said, that was one of the places I was going to send, um, a messenger to. But I mean, it's going to take them a while to travel there, and
I still have a few, or I've done 3 transports today, right? I took us to
yeah,
pick up them at Silver Moon,
yeah. So you've done 3.
so I still have 2 left. So where exactly is this tavern?
It's
The Dale Lands.
it's in the Dale Lands. I'm trying to remember the name of the town.
Oh yeah, I don't see.
Um,
Or
Yeah,
do
it's
you?
to the
Yeah.
right
There's a
middle.
crossroads there that almost looks like a.
we haven't been over there, but we have been to the Anorak. So close-ish, or closer anyway.
But I don't want to go see those guys.
Yeah, if we go to the Dale Lands, it'll be the farthest like southeast we've been.
Yeah,
Wait
it's
a
pretty
minute.
far away.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying whatever messenger I could get them farther by sending them to Anorak or whatever.
You would send them to the middle of the desert?
Okay, well, where else have I been that would be closer? What route would they take?
They might.
Around the bottom?
I, I don't know. I don't know.
Do you have to be there to teleport us, Liston?
Y- Yes. I do have. I mean, I took notes while I was there, but those were all compiled into a book, rewritten. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
A corpse?
Does a kidney stone count as an object?
Yeah. So I think for the purposes of this, it's an object taken from a place, right? But like, I feel like that it has to have either originated in that place or at least been there for a while. You know what I mean? Like as like,
Like that's where you found it.
yeah. Like I think
So
it's
magic is weird.
intended for you to be able to get back to somewhere that you've been. You're like, I'll take a rock from this place, or I'll take a cup or something.
In that case, it seems like it's tied to a memory. So the place you first found it and remembered it from.
Yeah, I mean, I think those two things absolutely makes it qualify. As far as just finding an object or an object that was at a place, I don't know that that's sufficient. I think just the best way would be if I were to send for people to go find him.
But that is going to take way too long. We do not have time for that.
What's the rush?
We need to get it. Never mind. Just need to.
The dragon's involved.
I think it was on 1489. So 5 years ago.
Meat
There's
just
the whole
punched
person scroll.
Galavar in the shoulder.
That's not very nice.
Oh, I'm sure a book would work. Um, yeah, yeah.
I mean, I think that sounds good. I do remember, yes.
Wait, what if we got close and then we just turned listened into a dinosaur and then hasted him again? That was pretty fast.
Yeah.
So you don't want me to send for him?
You know what? Send for him, and then we'll keep doing our thing.
Yeah, I mean, he can send his things or whatever. But
I'd say
we're
we
going to do our thing.
see how close we can get, and maybe we'll be more accurate in our searches than a stranger.
We'll send you a sending if we find him, so that you know we're good.
We'll call you.
Oh, okay. I'll well, good luck. I will be available. To especially if you need chronicling of any events, uh, you know, kicked off by the use of this onomancer in whatever way, you know.
Kicked
I
off. Why does
elbow
everybody keep bringing
Liston.
up feet?
And I say, should we bring him with us? Fair enough.
Of course, I never, yeah, of course. I
Speaking
don't
of
know what you're
shady
talking about.
deals, we could always make a deal. That might be faster in this ever-present pressing moment.
Everybody, make a perception check except for Manasa.
Nice meet.
Uh, he this little guy, while you guys are kind of talking your plans, he very obviously, uh, but trying to be sneaky about it, but very obviously gets Manasa's attention and pulls out 2 platinum and kind of like nods at her shoes.
I totally sell him my shoes.
Yeah,
Platinum?
he does this thing like he like kind of puts it under his arm and like lets you grab it.
I take the platinum and I hand him a pair of shoes from my bag, like a pair of my slippers.
Oh yeah, and he like takes him and he's like, here, and he like shoves him like in his tunic, and they kind of like sit inside his shirt, and they're kind of like he tries to maneuver him in a way that makes him look less lumpy, but you know, he's got shoes in his shirt now.
Meat's just obviously staring at him.
Well, good luck. I'm gonna get back to my research. He like puts his head down and he turns around and waddles out.
You humans
Manasa
have
just
strange
says-
behaviors.
Enjoy.
Humans.
I do enjoy my research.
Yeah,
Damn it.
Meat's just saying that like, out loud, so
Wait.
anybody in earshot can hear.
And with that, we'll call it for the night, and we will maybe talk about what you guys are gonna do the next time. You know, maybe finalize some more plans.
I think we should talk about that ring. I feel like
Thanks, everyone, and I'll see you next time.
didn't
Get
buy
your
it.
ring.
It's Dud Jim.